Good morning, Trucker Todd here. I just got unloaded in Houston, Texas, and it's pouring down rain. I'm wanting to go inside and get a shower, but I'm trying to wait till the rain dies down, and it's time for another video. So here we go. Before we get started, there's a couple of things I want to tell you about that's upcoming. Make sure if you're not liking and subscribing that you do that, and click that little bell so that you'll get a notification about future videos. Here's some upcoming things that we're going to talk about that you're not going to want to miss. I'm going to talk to you about my diabetes. I started off at 312 pounds. Now I'm 245. I still got a ways to go, but I'm going to talk to you about how I'm managing my diabetes while out here on the truck, and little changes you can make without huge sacrifices to your life that'll make a big difference. Also, I'm going to talk to you about a device you have in your vehicle right now that could save your life that you're probably not even using. And I'm also going to, in many of my videos you've seen me use this headset. This is the Plantronics 10.4 Bluetooth headset. I'm going to do a long-term review on it. I've had it a couple of years, tell you what I like, what I don't like about it, and if it's a headset you might want to consider buying. Then I've got a pretty interesting story to tell you about why I started trucking, how I started trucking, how it came to be. And some of you new guys may find it interesting. I'll talk about the guy that trained me, if I feel like I got a good training. And what's prompted this is I heard that Warner will allow you to be a trainer after 3 months of experience. And I'll talk to you about where I was at 3 months. If I feel like I was a good, safe driver, if I feel like I had the information necessary to train somebody at 3 months, and if not, at what age and what point I felt like I was qualified to do that. And I'll even tell you about the first guy I've ever trained. Trust me, it's a story you don't want to miss. And finally, this is another story about when I got my CPAP machine. Don't quote me on this. I think it was in 2009. I was real negative about it. I didn't want to do it. I still to this day feel like it's partially a con job, but I do sleep better because of it. And for you guys that may be having to get one, I'll discuss what you can expect and things like that. So you'll want to stay in there for that. And then also have a news story about something that's happened in trucking recently, and I'm probably going to do that one really soon while it's still times relevant and time sensitive. So that video will be coming very soon. I'm going to try to release a video every other day. I'm kind of getting backlogged here, so I may have to do one every day for a while. But I know lately I've focused a lot on Roadrunner and Rich Logistics, and I kind of want to move away from that and get into some other stuff. If there's some news that breaks there or something we need to jump back into, we can always come back to that. But today I want to talk to you about companies and why companies are started, what companies are in business for, things like that. And the reason I want to do that is I see all of these politicians on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, saying about creating jobs. Companies need to create jobs. And I want to talk about what leads a company to create jobs and things like that. And we'll jump right into that. And then the other thing I want to talk about is about a week ago, I went through the Dallas terminal of Roadrunner, and there was Rich Logistics and Roadrunner trailers everywhere. And it made me kind of nervous because it was right after the news came out. You know, it had been a week before or so that Rich Logistics had laid off 450 people, and they're a subsidiary of Roadrunner, and I was just wondering, you know, should I be worried? And so I went in the office and asked some people, and then on Friday I talked to some management and got secondary confirmation, and I want to go through that. And then later on, I'm going to also do a video about how I vet companies for where I'll work. What made me come to Roadrunner? What made me work at some of the other companies I've worked for? And so that's another upcoming video you're not going to want to miss. But let's jump right in. I want to start with, I'm going to tie these two subjects together. And so to do that, I want to start with why companies are created. Does a guy take $2 million and say, you know, I want to start a company to create jobs? In most cases, the answer is no. And I'll tell you where I derive this from, how I got to my philosophy. In high school, I took a class called DECA, Distributive Education Clubs of America. And I went to Galveston and New York City for state level competition. Basically, it was about marketing, business, how to run a company. They had a role play event. They taught you how to interview. It was a great class. I loved it. Probably my favorite class in school. And we ran a store inside the high school where we sold stuff, not stole stuff, where we sold stuff, and that way we learned inventory and all of that. And then in my adult life, I was fairly successful at selling cars for a while. I'd get tired of trucking, get burnt out. I'd go sell cars for a while, and so I've had a lot of sales and marketing experience, and I've met a lot of millionaires and owners of companies and had a chance to talk to them and see what makes them tick. Companies are a lot like people, and I know we hear politicians talking and they describe companies as cold-hearted people that don't care, but companies are created to make money, to make profit. And in DECA we were taught profit is the reward for taking risk. And you know, these companies like Warner just got sued for $40 million, and we can debate whether they deserve that or not, but that's a lot of money for any company. And I'll just say, in their case, I felt like it was well deserved. They should have been fined at least that much, or sued for at least that much, I mean. But anyway, a guy basically, let's use in Lubbock they're having a lot of food trucks right now. Let's use a food truck example. Let's say that I start a food truck, and on that food truck I'm selling hamburgers and tacos. And the first week I'm selling $75 worth a day. At that point, I don't need any staff. I can cook the hamburgers, I can run the cash register, and I'm probably going to have to make any profit at all. You know, you hear truck drivers say, I wouldn't work for free. Well, companies don't work for free either. They're there to make money. Let's say that same food truck or food trailer, whatever the case may be, starts selling $500 a day worth of hamburgers and tacos. Okay, at that point I might need to hire somebody for $8 an hour. I may need to hire 2 people because I can't run the register, cook the hamburgers, distribute the food, everything by myself. Trucking works that way. Same thing, you got a company, you got 10 trucks. Your customers call, hey, we need 5 more trucks. I don't have 5 more trucks. Well, you've got to make a choice. Do you want to possibly lose that account, or do you add trucks and equipment so you can accommodate that customer? Most trucking companies, if there's any way they can, will add the equipment to satisfy that customer. Now, let's go back to our food truck analogy. Let's say that I'm selling a whole lot of tacos, but I'm not selling any hamburgers. People don't like my bread, they don't like the taste of the meat, but they do like the tacos. I start having to throw away a case a month of hamburger meat because it's just not selling. At that point, I might decide that I'm either A, going to get rid of hamburgers altogether, or B, I might try to change my product in a way that will either give it a longer shelf life where I'm not having to throw it away once a month, or to something that the customers find more appealing. I might do surveys, find what they like. Well, the same thing happened. Here's where I transition over to Roadrunner and Rich Logistics. With Roadrunner and Rich Logistics, Roadrunner's LTL division was profitable. It was the taco. It was making the money. Rich Logistics was the hamburger. For whatever reason, it was not profitable in certain sections. In certain sections, it was doing okay. So what they did, they closed, from what I've read, 5 terminals, and they laid off 450 drivers. Now, it wasn't like Falcon Transport. They didn't leave these guys high and dry, stranded on the side of the road. They offered them all jobs at Roadrunner, on the profitable side, basically saying, hey, we're going to make less hamburgers, but you're welcome to come make tacos, in our food trailer analogy. I do not have the numbers of how many drivers switched over or how many drivers decided to go to greener pastures, but I did think that was very honorable of them to do that. As far as, sorry, I got distracted. There's a guy backing in. I thought he's going to hit my truck, and I'm still not sure. I think he's cleared it. But so anyway, I get to the Dallas terminal and I see all these trailers, and I think, oh boy, trucking apocalypse, what's going on? And so I walked in there and asked the office staff. She said, Todd, you're going to like this. She said, we're going to distribute the rich logistics trailers you see out there among the Roadrunner terminals, and we're going to have the trailers serviced, and then they're going to become Roadrunner trailers that we're going to use in our LTL division. Awesome. So we're going to get more trailers that are in better condition. This is only going to be great news for us. It's going to be great news for the rich logistics drivers that decided to come to Roadrunner. And so I'm really excited about these trailers that are coming and the new opportunities that it'll provide, because with these trailers now we can haul more freight. That's better for everybody. And so it's just more good news. I know I've talked a lot lately about them, and I'm fixing to delve off of that into these other subjects that I just mentioned. I've had a lot of subscribers added lately, and I appreciate that. I was getting like 1 or 2 a week. Now I think I've got 5 or 6 this week. And so I appreciate everybody joining me, hanging in there. I really hope you'll like and subscribe and click that little bell so you'll see my future videos. And I hope you'll share this with your friends, maybe truckers that you think could benefit from this information. And don't stress out about this stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of layoffs and stuff going on, but just do the best you can, whether it's at Roadrunner or whatever company you're at, to make your company profitable. Do what you can to secure the load so there's not damages. If there's an opportunity for you to not idle the truck, now I'm not saying sleep in the heat or sleep in the cold, but if you're going in to get a shower and you don't have a pet in your vehicle and there's no reason to idle the truck, turn the truck off, save the company some money. Just check your tire pressures. If you can make your tires last a little longer by keeping the proper air pressures in them, that's going to save the company money. Trust me, you want your company to be profitable, and they want you to be profitable. They don't want you on the internet saying they can't pay you or things like that. It's regardless of if you're a company driver or you're doing a lease, it's a mutual deal where you want each other to be successful. I don't care. I don't care if Roadrunner's getting rich off of me. I really don't. I hope they do. They're making money off me. I'm making money off them. It's a mutual agreement, and it works out good for both of us. I wish them well, and I think they wish me well. I've had some real productive conversations with them in the last few days, and I think they're very open-minded, and I think they listen and are concerned with my concerns. And so as a result of that, I'm also concerned with their concerns, and I'm not going to damage equipment and not tell them. I'm not going to purposefully drive equipment with low tires, because that affects fuel economy as well as the life of the tire. And if I've got a load with time on it, I'm going to drive slow to save money. Not only does that save money for them if you're a company driver, but it saves money for me leasing the truck in fuel. And so thanks for watching, everybody. The rain's kind of died down. I think I'm going to run in there and get a shower and grab a few hours of sleep. I appreciate you watching. And like I said, I'll put another one out in a day or two. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.